welcome to the Leena Guiger Show, hosted at the Milk Cake Man. And today we have a very special guest. We have Nazia, who's a pediatric nurse working with children and also featured on The Young MasterChef. Welcome, Nazia.
Thank you so much.
So here's the menu. Have a look at what you want and we'll get that out for you. So,
can I have everything?
girl, we got all day. You're more than welcome.
Let's do it.
Get her off the show. Okay, I'm going to go for a saffron milk cake. That is honestly my favourite.
I think I'm going to go for the Biscoff milk cake.
Good choice.
Yeah?
What about drink-wise?
Let's go for the perfect peach.
It's a plain pear in there as well. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect peach. Oh, you got me stuttering. Perfect peach.
Yeah, let's
and
do it.
I'm going to go for a mint tea because it has been a long day. Cheers. And what we do is we pour around it.
Okay.
And then you go for it.
Okay.
And saffron is honestly my favourite one. But it's okay because you're going to have everything off the menu. So you'll try all of them at some point.
At some point.
And then last time I took a really big bite, but honestly just take a bite and let me know what you think. If you don't like it, force yourself to eat it.
I need a bigger bite. Oh, that's
You
good.
could take a bigger one than that.
That is so good. The spoon's too big.
Okay, so I know recently that you've been on Young MasterChef, right? Mm-hmm. Can you share a bit about your experience on that?
My experience, I don't think I can put it into words, I'll be honest. It was
Cook
so...
it for us.
That was a good one. It was so fun. I feel like what made it more fun and interesting was the fact that I was on it. Like, I was able to go on something like that.
What do you think you got, like, imposter syndrome? Like, why me?
Literally, why me? Like, I'd wake up.
Why not? Why not me?
Yeah, no, you're right. It needs to be more of that.
Yeah.
1,000%. But I feel like, I don't know, sometimes it's like a pinch me moment. Like, oh my God, was I actually on Young MasterChef?
That was me.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like, when I see myself back, when I watch it back on iPlayer, I always think, no, that's not me. Like, thousands of people have watched it and watched me cooking. It's so unreal.
And then just little old me on the show. Hey guys, just cooking. Prior to all that, right? So I know that you cook food and you do your meal preps, and we're going to come to that. But what actually got you into cooking? Like, what got you channeling food, cooking dishes at home? Like, what started that all off?
See, my parents, they're always in the kitchen.
Okay.
Like, even if mum cooks like a curry, like 3 curries in one day, she'll still be in the kitchen the next day cooking more curries. That's how it is in the Bengali household.
But you know what to say? Why do we, like, South Asian? My mum does the same. Like, if you come, she cooks a whole buffet, and I'm like, well, why do we need so much food in the house? But it's love. It's their love.
It's love, exactly. And it's their way of showing us that we're still their babies.
Yeah. I mean? You can never not go home.
Yeah.
Like, when you move out, honestly, and you go home, your mum will cook you a storm.
Yeah.
Always.
I can't wait for it. But yeah, like, I've always been brought up to, you know, cook, be in the kitchen and things like that. And I loved it. Like, ever since I was like 8, 9 years old, I was always in the kitchen with Dad and, you know, trying to chop up an onion and then slice my finger in half, and then Dad saying, told you so. Literally, I told you so. And he always did tell me so, but it was always the fun.
Learning,
and, you know, putting the curry powder in instead of Dad doing it and me doing it instead and him letting me do it. I think it all stemmed from there.
And I think as a child at that time, like, you want to be involved. Like, as a kid, like, the littlest, just adding a bit of salt into something or just doing something, you're a bit like, oh my God, I cooked that. Do you know what I mean? It's like that acknowledgement of, like, you know, I did that.
And then going to school the next day and telling your friends, I used to do this time.
What was your favourite dish, or what was your favourite thing making or cooking?
Like, at home?
At home, yeah. Or just like for family, whenever they were around.
It has to be like a chicken curry, like a traditional Bengali chicken curry.
And would you have that with rice or like naan?
Rice. Yeah.
I love rice.
Always basmati.
That's not
rice.
me hinting you to bring me any chicken curry or rice. No, not at all.
Just write that down.
Okay, so you've been cooking for a while. Talk to me about your career. So how did you go from cooking and having a passion for cooking and then becoming a nurse?
I didn't think cooking could take me anywhere. I thought...
Were you wrong?
yeah. Again, pinch me moment, literally. I thought, you know, coming from an Asian family, it was always, you know, stick to your books, stick to your studies, do something with your life. And it was like that. Even in my house, it was like that. But then it came to a point where I actually loved cooking so much that I thought, Sadi, let me try. Let me see if this takes me somewhere as well. But doing both, it's hard. I'll
Were
be
you
honest.
cooking the meal preps while you were at university, or did that just come afterwards?
So I started the meal preps. I went off sick, like from my nursing studies.
Okay.
And then in that year, I was so bored of just like focusing on my mental health. I thought I need to like channel that into something else.
Yeah.
I need to do something else with that. So then I started going to the gym and stuff, getting into that. But then I thought, let me do something a bit more productive. That's when I started the small business on Instagram.
Okay.
And I thought, you know what? If I love cooking that much, why am I not, giving it to people?
Yeah.
And sharing that love
And you'll
as
never
well?
know if you don't take that risk, if you don't take that jump, if you don't actually think, you know what, I've got something here. What's the worst that's going to happen?
1,000%.
Yeah.
And I swear, if nothing came from it, from the meal preps, I would have just deleted the account and I would have just done something else
Just use it for
instead.
something else, yeah.
Exactly, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. Hence why I went down the Instagram route
Yeah.
instead. Because obviously social media is such a big platform. I thought
If you use it to your advantage, definitely. Like you can
1,000%.
optimize off that very well.
1,000%. So then I started that, and then I went back to nursing after I felt better. I went back to nursing. I had one more placement to do, and I completed that. And that's when MasterChef happened.
No way. So were you actually in your role prior to starting MasterChef?
No, so I had just finished my student nurse,
no
being
way.
the student
Yeah,
nurse.
yeah.
And then when I finished in July, like 2 weeks later, I was filming for MasterChef. Yeah.
So so did you have to, you didn't have to like request holidays or anything?
No, because I had finished
your
my
start date
studies.
was,
because I'd finished
How
my studies.
perfect.
I know, and I was just about to say everything happens for a reason.
I love that quote.
Because it's so true. And
Yeah.
I never used to live by that quote. I used to say it to other people, but never know what it actually
Until it
meant.
happens to you.
Until it happens.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. I fell sick. I was going through so much mentally, physically, and then I went back to placement, finished my degree, got my NMC pin, and then started doing MasterChef, and then...
But no one talks about actually becoming a nurse, like being in those hospitals on those 12-hour shifts, let's say, on your feet. You've got probably people that are rude. You're still having to do your job. It's a very draining yet rewarding job. But nobody talks about the pressures of that, which I'm not sure why you went off or why you were sick, but those things alone, if you're not in that medical field, you can understand that, whoa, the NHS is, even right now, the NHS is...
Crisis? We're in a crisis?
It's terrible. And you just think, well, all those people that gone on strike, what about the ones that are left?
Yeah.
Working the job, still nursing. So I think it is a very rewarding job. So how were you juggling the both, or how do you actually now plan to juggle both of them?
I think I love nursing so much, and I know in the back of my head how hard I worked to be a nurse, through everything, through even when it came to the academic side. I'm not an academic person at all. Like assignments and exams, I scraped them. But even then, that was a struggle for me. But knowing that I've got my NMC pin now, and I can like sign off meds without having it being checked by another
Can I get
nurse.
some? I'm joking.
And yeah, like even like small things like that make me so happy, because I know how hard I worked to be there, but I know how hard I worked to, or like on MasterChef.
Yeah.
I know how hard I worked to be on that as well. So finding my feet in both would be
And you're still so young,
amazing.
Nazia. Like you've honestly, like even if you chose to do nursing now for a certain amount of years, there's so much that can happen in your life. Like on one of the previous podcasts, we were actually talking about no matter if you're in a career, your opportunities are endless. You decide that for yourself. Do you know what I mean? So
1,000%.
you know what it is that you want to do next and what you channel, and you're always growing. You're not going to be the same person that you are now in 5 years' time.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
when I think about how I was when I was 18 or 19 or 20, or even last year, like it's crazy how, how so much more matured I am now. And I know all these things, I've still got, because I'm still
much
so
yet to
young.
Yeah.
And I
But
know
it's so
that
good that they're happening for you now, because it's almost like you're one step ahead. Like you'll always be able to do something else quicker.
Yeah.
Talking about MasterChef, what was it like being a young Bengali girl on the show?
I don't know how to answer that question. I feel like I was doing my Bengalis proud. I was doing the South Asian community and families so proud.
Because it's so nice when you see like these type of things. We don't ever see one of our own on there. Like whether it's Indian, Pakistani, Bengali, you never see one of your own. So when you do, you automatically kind of you're drawn to those people, and you're like, oh, I want them to win, because growing up, those things weren't the norm for us, And I think now that we're getting the opportunity to do so, we should cheer those people on. You took a risk, you took a jump that not many people do, or the opportunity that not many people get.
I really, really didn't think that the community would be so strong.
Yeah.
As it is, like it being so positive, obviously there's negatives from that.
We'll get to that point.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. But again, I think seeing all those positivity and all those comments and all that love from people that don't know me and I don't know them.
But it's a sense
so
of like,
nice.
I think,
like
big family.
Big family, one big family. And I honestly felt that. And I cried the other day because I was so happy with it. And I'm such an emotional person outside of work. When I'm working, my like day-to-day nursing job, like no tears, emotion, back of the head. I only think about it.
I will get you those medicines.
Yes, I'm coming right back, literally. But then outside of work, I'm this emotional person, but it's only because I'm so happy with life.
And that's beautiful. And I feel like a lot of people rarely get to say that. Like, I'm so happy with where I am, or, you know, like, I've seen what Nazia thinks. So it's like, I'm just happy with where my life's going, or where I am right now, or who I am. And I think as young women, we don't channel that enough. Like, what's the best version of you? How do you become that? Being on the show, and I know, like, you know, your confidence, what advice would you give to someone who probably just wants to channel a bit of their confidence, or someone that is cooking at home and doesn't know where to take the next step? What advice would you give?
I would start by just obviously being yourself. Don't think not having much confidence in yourself, and you know you have to be a whole different person. It doesn't have to be like that at all. Be yourself, stick to who you are, and just, I don't know, take it one step at a time. Like, nothing's gonna happen overnight. You know, work hard at it. You know, talk to yourself in the mirror. You know, do all of that. And honestly, it helps.
It does
help. Like, give yourself motivational talks. Tell yourself all the time that you are enough. You can do it. I think those are the phrase "you can do it" or "I can do it." It goes such a long way.
And I also think the way that we use our vocabulary, instead of saying, why me? Well, why not me? Or, oh, damn, that happened to me. But you know what can I learn from this? What can I take from it? I think it is those small affirmations that we give to ourselves. And I think that negative side of it that we don't actually see, that changes a lot in your day to day. And weirdly enough, like the things that you manifest are the things that you want from life. They just slowly start to fall in place when you start believing in them.
And you just make so much dua, you know, if it's not meant to be, it won't be. And if it is meant to be, it'll be.
God always has a plan for you.
Exactly.
Always.
Even if it doesn't happen tomorrow or next week or next year, it might happen later on in the future. But keep at it though. Don't just think, oh, it'll happen one day.
Like, why not now?
Why not now? That's it. Don't put that negativity on it. I think just focus at it. Work hard at what you want to do. Set a goal as well.
You can't go into things blind. You can't go into things blindly as well.
No. Set a goal. Work hard at it, and life will take you there.
Was MasterChef one of your goals?
I mean, being on a whole BBC cooking program was
really
definitely
big.
Not on my to-do list or my tick list.
Today, guys.
It's not something you do every day, though, is it?
Yeah, and I think that's such a big achievement in itself. What was it actually like being on the show, cooking, like bringing your element, your culture into it?
I was scared, I'll be honest. I was scared a little bit and a bit nervous because I thought I'm like, you know, representing. I didn't know as well that there was another South Asian girl. Who actually wasn't in my heat. I only saw of her when I watched it back with my family.
No way?
Yeah.
So are you not in like a room with other people? Or?
No, so basically we had 3 separate heats, and
what's a heat?
So the heat was the first challenge, and there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
So there was 15 people altogether.
Okay.
And 2 people get knocked out from each heat. Makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So she got knocked out on her heat, which was so sad because she cooked South Asian food as well.
Okay.
And it would have been so nice to see her go so much further as well. Like, you know.
It's always finding someone like almost like one of your own. Like, hey, I'm here too.
Yeah. And it's crazy. We both cooked like Asian food as well. But I was nervous and scared just because, you know, someone new is trying my food. I've never met them before.
What was it like having a judge, like, actually criticise your food?
I mean, I was waiting for the negative comments, I'll be honest. I thought, okay, they're going to say, this is dry, or that's not nice, or you know, it hasn't got enough seasoning.
Yeah.
But then I thought, you know what, I need to start believing myself a little more.
Like, you made it this far, do you know what I mean? You made it through the heats, or you made
Yeah.
it through those challenges with your cooking, with your food. And they obviously liked it enough to have been on there.
I think the confidence with the cooking side of things just grew each challenge. Every
Yeah.
time my name was, you know, mentioned to say, oh, you did brilliantly, or oh, your star dish of today, I was like, okay.
Oh,
you
your
know.
family must have been so proud.
Yeah, they were so proud. Like, when we all watched it together, I wasn't watching it, I was just staring at everyone's faces, just seeing what their reaction
Like,
was.
I was
and
already there, I
stuff.
lived it.
Yeah, I was like, I remember this like it was like an hour ago, but yeah, no, it was so nice. And my grandma sitting there watching it, like, I could cry right now.
Oh,
It was so nice because her watching me, and she was in it as well in my backstory, and yeah, it was so nice.
Did you feel any form of pressure while you was on the show?
Yeah, 1,000%. I think it comes back to, you know, the 3 elements that I had in my head, which was, you know, making the Asian community proud, making my family proud, making myself proud.
God, that sounds so heavy, like, thinking about it. Like, there's so much
does.
going in with you.
It does, but I tried to not think about it as much. But then after I got through, you know, first round, second round, third round, I thought, okay, I'm making them proud anyway. Why am I thinking like that?
Yeah. You being there is like more than, like, it's crazy, do you know what I mean? Talking about that, so talking about MasterChef and the positive side to it, what opportunities have opened up for you being on MasterChef?
So I've already been on a few radio interview shows.
And that was in a very small amount of time, right?
Yeah, it happened super, super quick, like WM, BBC Asian Network, and all these people reaching out to me, and it was so nice to see. Like, I was thinking, you're recognizing me, you know what I mean? And it was like, I don't know, I just felt so appreciated.
Oh, well, you have something to give, that's why. That's why you're here as well.
Yeah.
Along with the good side of it, along with like the positive side of it, what about the negative side, the side that we don't dabble in, or we don't try to give enough attention? Did you find any negativity like being on the show?
Yeah, I mean, there were a few negative comments, a few people saying things about, you know, me wearing a hijab, like not wearing a hijab properly, and things that people have, you know, they have the right to comment, that's their opinion, fair enough. But challenging, like,
Someone else's belief almost is a bit
onto,
disgusting almost,
onto such a big platform. Instagram is such a big platform. TikTok, one of my videos went viral on TikTok, and the comments, like, you know, 99% of them were positive, but then it was that 1%,
so is that 1%?
That was like, oh, like, that's bothering me. Like,
but what were these comments in regards to, like, your appearance?
No, just like, you know, not being a good enough Muslim for them.
What?
Yeah. And it was like in my head, and it almost felt like, who am I pleasing? Am I pleasing you? You know, am I doing
it for my religion?
Am I doing it for...
And I think, again, what people don't realise is those small comments that they make, if it's impulsive, if they say things, if they're not happy, they don't realise the effect that it could have on somebody else. So you could have turned around and be like, okay, stop this, and then completely taken your hijab off. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what people don't realise, the strength it takes, one, you wearing a hijab on national TV, representing your culture, representing your religion. And it's a beautiful thing. It should be celebrated. But I think when it comes to the negative side of it, it's so hard not to be like, yeah, I didn't see that comment. Oh, I'm not going to reply to that comment.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I sat there with my family and I was like, oh, look what this person said. Look what that person said. They were like, forget it. Like, who actually cares about the comment? Who actually cares?
Yeah.
I was like, I care
It's
because
me.
you know what? It's the first ever time that I've had to think about what other people are thinking of me. Because it's the first ever time I've ever gone, you know,
out of your comfort zone, or
out there somewhere. Yes, you know, I came across confident and happy and bubbly because that's how I am.
Yeah.
That's how my personality is. I'm such an extrovert. Extrovert?
Yeah, it's extrovert,
yeah. But you know, everyone still has their, you know...
everyone has their down days, don't get me wrong. And just because you're happy one day doesn't mean you're not entitled to be sad the next.
And everyone has their own insecurities, the way they deal with things, that's, you know, everyone's different. And I think, you know, challenging it was hard.
Yeah.
Because I know, at the end of the day, I know they're talking about me. And I've never had to think like that before.
But it's crazy, right? Because we could say all the nicest things to you, but it's always that one little comment. And I think taking it back to, like you said, your family, how was your family during this whole process for you?
No, they were so supportive. Like, there was never a single bad comment or any type of negativity. And my dad actually said to me when, you know, like during the process and stuff, my dad said to me, even if you go through this entire process and get knocked out in the first round, like just know, like I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you. And for those words to come from a dad, you know, an Asian dad, that's the biggest thing. Like, you know,
because it's not your normal route either. Like, you know, it's not like, oh, I'm going to get my degree. It's you're going on TV. You're going to like. This is where the whole world can. And I feel like Asian people tend to be like, oh, well, what will this person say? What will that person say? And because it's on TV, it's almost broadcasted to everybody. But it's nice to know that he came out and he said, you know, go and do me proud.
Yeah, literally. And I think, like, me and my family, like, they're my best friend. I can't even say which one of them is my best friend. They're all my best friend.
You can tell me afterwards which one is.
I just don't want to air it out to everybody. But, yeah, so it was like, with anything, like, I, like, ran everything past them just so I can get, like, someone else to say, yeah, go do it. Just like a bit of like
and it's almost like you want your family to be proud of you no matter what these steps are, and you got to think like they've sacrificed so much for you
1000%.
To get that education, to go to be in those positions that you're in. So why not give them the smallest bit of satisfaction back, saying, you know what, I want to do this, but I almost want your blessing with it. I want your approval of it, which is completely fine. Being on MasterChef, did you get any media training? No. Is that a thing?
Media training?
Because when I was watching you back, I was just like, she's a natural at this. Like you, being on camera and stuff. Like when I was watching it, I was like, she's talking to them like she is supposed to be in this for long term.
No, we didn't get any media training. I don't think, is that even a thing? Like
I don't know.
Do people train you to be on how to be on camera?
Assumably, if like you're on a show, I don't know how these things work.
I don't know myself, to be honest. I should know, but I don't. No, everything was just
and it was
natural.
You.
It was me.
I think that's what the best thing is about
it. And I think the best thing, like with the entire process, I was always told, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. And it made me feel so much more relaxed and made me be myself so much more.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like when you see so many cameras and so many people and stuff, it's like, whoa, okay. You know, the nerves kick in a little bit and you're thinking...
Get my anxiety, like, whoa.
And then
is that my good angle?
And I start stuttering my words and stuff. And the amount of times I was told, you know what, be yourself. You know, they made me laugh so many times before I started an interview, and it was so nice. And I think the whole process of everything, I enjoyed every minute of it.
What would you say is the biggest thing you've taken from that experience?
Believe in myself a little bit more. Just don't just stop at, you know, at the finishing line.
Yeah.
Push myself slightly, because there shouldn't ever be a finishing line.
Yeah, there's always progression. And I feel like you need to be uncomfortable to be in places where you need to grow. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no growth in places where you're comfortable.
1000%. And I can relate to that so much, because recently I had my graduation and I was asked to be the graduate speaker. And
no way.
Never spoken in front of people before, apart from my family.
Yeah.
And the only speech
How did that go?
It was amazing. Like the nerves were like they were up there. Like I was shaking. I was holding paper and I was like this, literally. But I loved it. Like the thrill of it. I thought, if I can go on TV, I can do this.
Yeah.
But I think it was the thought of everyone just sitting quietly staring at my face, and I thought, how am I
what are
gonna
they
do this?
expecting?
Yeah. But oh my God, like the crowd, like the families and friends, everyone that was there absolutely loved it. And I loved that they loved it, and it made me so happy.
Talking about the whole experience, and I know that you had an amazing experience and there's so much that you've taken from it. What would you say, opportunity-wise, are there for you in the future? So now looking at your future, is what's in store for Nazia?
I want to take Prepped by Nazia.
Okay.
Somewhere that I've never taken it before.
Yeah.
I want to, you know, focus more on it alongside nursing, obviously. Like,
but it's almost like a business, and it's a project that you're working on, which is completely fine as well.
I want to be able to, you know, elevate the spice levels, elevate everything so much more, and take it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it somewhere.
And why not?
Why can't I be the next HelloFresh?
You can. HelloFresh, if you ever watch this, you know, you got Nazia here.
Hit me up.
Well, that's where I want to conclude today. And thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. If you guys are watching, then thank you so much for watching today. You can like, comment, subscribe. You can follow Nazia and her Prepped by Nazia. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Bye.